Ask yourself, what's your first memory of the ocean? Were you on the boardwalk with your family, lathered up in suntan lotion, eating unholy amounts of fried foods? I think of this. Carefree wild child of the 90s, hurling rocks into the surf in 1996. But the first time I remember understanding that the ocean was an ecosystem where millions of animals lived was a few years later in the Cub Scouts. We went around the neighborhood painting "No dumping fish onto storm drains." And it was the first time I realized that our actions could have impacts on other living organisms. And honestly, it stuck with me.
Moby Dick is just such a hard book to get into. You know, every time I've tried, I've got like the first 30, 40 pages in, and it just doesn't do anything for me. It's a hard story.
So I guess ever since I've been pursuing the idea, how exactly do we impact the world around us? How can we understand our planet and seek to blend in with its rhythms? This is what's led me ultimately to discover Grey Whale Gin. And honestly, it's a gin that gives a damn. Like I've said before, you can't buy your way out of conservation issues. It just doesn't work that way. Consumption won't solve any problems, but investing our interest in products and companies that make our planet a priority is something I can get behind. It makes sense, and frankly, Grey Whale Gin puts our planet first. It's no secret we haven't exactly been kind to the ocean, right? At any given point, there's upwards of 50,000 ships carrying goods all around the world and closer to 4 million fishing vessels out to feed the hungry masses. That's a lot of activity, and with activity comes an environmental price. I mean, just look at the 1940s. Do you think they did an environmental review before they blew up the hydrogen bomb on Bikini Atoll? Yeah, neither did I. Other than Pinocchio and Geppetto, who's ever had a bad day because of a whale? In the last 100 years, western gray whale populations have been declining, and fortunately recently that's changed, but still, they're endangered. And just the fact that you and I are talking about this is largely centered around Grey Whale Gin.
What do you think it was like when they said to Ellen DeGeneres, you've got to speak whale for this film?
It goes to say that every little effort counts when we're talking about wildlife and awareness.
I think she just would have gone right into it, no problem, just straight in.
Good food is what binds a society. It's a love sonnet crafted by the hands that make it and reflects the unique landscape it comes from. Grey Whale Gin is a Pacific Coast love story. You'll taste the coast, and if you have enough gin, you'll hear the whales. At 43% alcohol, this gin isn't messing around. And best of all, the botanicals are all sourced from California.
I think my favorite part of any gin are the botanicals in it. Juniper, lime, fir tree, sea kelp, mint, almond.
If you grew up in California like me, that's something to be excited about because you can taste your way up the coast from Baja to Mendocino with every sip feeling those liberal, laid-back, good vibrations.
Best part of this stuff is that salty aftertaste, right, Jeff? It just sticks with the palate. It honestly, it reminds me of the sea breeze right here. It really puts you in that kind of California Pacific vibe. Awesome stuff. Pretty unique, too.
The best part of all this is the fact that Grey Whale Gin, like I said, gives a damn. They donate to Oceania and 1% for the planet. And if anybody gives a damn, it's Oceania and 1% for the planet, because they're out to look after the health and well-being of every living thing on planet Earth. And that's pretty cool. So get excited. There's a whole world out there full of whales and dolphins and coral reefs and kelp forests for you to discover. But in the meantime, grab some gin, maybe a few friends, and enjoy the slower side of life.